Hello and welcome to Animation Triad, your guide to the many worlds of animation. I, of course, am your humble host, Stu, and with me, as usual, is...
Teddy.
That's right, and joining us today for the first time is the lovely and talented...
Sarah. As our month of dreams continues with a somewhat forgotten dream-inspired series from the 80s known as...
Freddy's Nightmares.
No, it's MoonDreamers.
Oh.
You're not dreaming, it's a MoonDreamers. MoonDreamers, make your dreams take flight.
For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we have a simple question for you. Do you like animated films and features from around the world? Do you like anime? Do you like cartoon? If so, we are the channel for you. We record about 3 times a month, so for different reviews, we hope you enjoy. And if you do, click like, subscribe, comment, click that notification bell, and search for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And today, we are going to be doing something a little different. For our normal talking points, we will be discussing MoonDreamers. Has it aged well? What it does right, what it does wrong, and does it deserve to be remembered? But we will also be dissecting the first 2 episodes a bit more than we normally would, just to get a bit more into depth. So join us as we take care of MoonDreamers. MoonDreamers is a 1986 animated series, well, made to sell toys, let's be honest. It lasted for about 16 episodes and was part of the My Little Pony and Friends lineup, with such classics such as...
The Potato Head Kids.
And who could forget the Glow Friends?
Anyone with good taste, that's who.
We could go through the trouble of explaining what the MoonDreamers do, but we'll let their theme song do that for us.
Mainly because we can't be bothered and, well, we want you to suffer with us.
That's right. Misery loves company.
Yes.
You're not dreaming, it's a MoonDreamers. Dreaming up dreams for me and you. You're not dreaming, it's a MoonDreamers. Making your sweetest dreams come true. They work at night when the lights are low. They give off such a beautiful glow. It means sweet dreams both near and far from a beautiful magical star. You're not dreaming, it's the MoonDreamers, helping to make things turn out right. You're not dreaming, it's the MoonDreamers. MoonDreamers, make your dreams take flight.
To be honest with you, when I first heard that little earworm of a song, I honestly thought they were saying sweet-ass dreams.
Sadly, he was mistaken.
Anyway, let's start from the very beginning.
A very good place to start.
Okay.
Yeah, alright.
The story begins on Earth, with a little boy, I believe named Tommy, learning to ride a bike.
I'm doing it on my own! Whoa! Hold on! Ouch!
Well, that went really well for poor Tommy there. Maybe if his sister wasn't such a bitch and actually got him pedals he could reach, he'd actually do a good job.
Since, of course, the sister sees a shooting star and tells young Tommy to make a wish on it, which then leads to this scene.
Shooting star, I wish I could ride this bike tomorrow. What am I doing? There's no one up there. No one.
And it was at that moment that Tommy became an atheist.
They start out so young. We then go up in space to meet up with Blinky and... what was the other one's name?
Bitsy.
Bitsy and Blinky, yes! Racing down what appears to be a glass highway in space and, of course, falling off into the ocean of unconsciousness.
As you do.
As you do!
Right.
Yeah.
I personally think they missed out on a good joke about stream of consciousness, but
Yeah, you never know.
And then they're rescued by... what are they rescued by exactly?
A flying bear and a flying lion named Rory and Ursa, Ursa Major in fact, who they immediately befriend for some reason.
They'd already eaten, maybe.
Right.
They were full. Maybe they were just too much of a hassle to choke down all that hair.
Yeah.
Possible, yes.
Now, why are they on this glass highway? Well, they're trying to get to Staria.
Starry up.
Starry up?
Yes.
Starry up.
Oh,
Because it's up.
Oh, it's up!
See?
Nah.
Because they're clever.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
No.
No, they're not. They want to become MoonDreamers. Why? Because plot says so, basically.
Yeah.
And of course, they get there and like that, and they're greeted by, well, let's just show you this scene.
What do you want? Oh, hello. We want to become MoonDreamers, but we don't need help, so go home.
Damn, who knew Elton John could be such a bitch?
I know. The bitch is back.
Indeed, stone cold sober, as a matter of fact. Of course, they get in because we wouldn't have a series otherwise, unfortunately. Right. And we are treated to a wonderful little bit of music. Folks, if you're going to sit through this entire series, be warned, there is a song in every episode, and we use the term song in the loosest possible sense. See what we mean.
First we have to gather the stuff that dreams are made of. We collect what dreams are made of from the outside galaxy. Next we have to mix up the stuff that dreams are made of. Dream Gazer stirs them in a secret recipe. And Dream Gazer's potion is called Imagination Combination. Then whimsy pours it all in this machine, and out comes a crystal glowing bright. Then it's taken on board to a newly minted star, courtesy of our very own comet rider, Bucky Buckaroo. Then Celeste brings on the night, and the dream is set in flight from a star designed by our very own crystal star. We all work together as a team to produce one dream of a dream.
And you grew up watching this.
It was just beamed right into my tiny, fragile brain. Every day.
Yeah.
It's the way it's the reason I am the way I am today.
That explains oh so much. But, well, what's a show without an antagonist? So, the two little girls, Blitzy and Winky or whatever the heck they're called, basically, Thing 1 and Thing 2, I'm going to call them. So, the little pink-haired one spots basically a manhole cover and says, "Oh, what's that? You know what? Let's just show the clip."
That's a black hole cover. It covers dangerous black holes. They're doorways between starry up and monstrous middle.
That's where Scowleen lives.
Yes, don't touch. They're doorways between Scowleens and our world. So whatever you do, never open one up. Never. Come on.
She kicks the cover to where the bad guy lives.
Yes.
And doesn't tell anyone when it suddenly springs open.
Well, you gotta love her first reaction. Hey, that is a black hole, and bad things come out of that. Oh!
The level of stupidity is... Oh my god! Oh. So then, we are introduced to Queen Scowleen. Who...
Forever, 80s.
Yeah.
Let it run.
Yeah. Who... Can we just... I'm gonna throw up a quick photo of her. It looks like her dress is made out of the skinned remains of Larry the Cucumber from the VeggieTales.
Where's your god now, Larry?
Where is he? Where? That aside, wow, this character, she's voiced by a rather famous voice actor, actually. What was her name? It was,
Tress?
We're gonna put it down here.
Yes.
She's most famous, or most notably famous, for playing Ma from Futurama. And she basically plays almost the same character here, calling people imbeciles and whatnot.
Right.
And she pulls basically triple duty, voicing one of the other MoonDreamers and Ursa Major.
Oh. And
Yeah.
I think she did a sleep creep as well.
Yeah, she was
henchmen.
actually. Yeah, the little henchmen,
Yeah. They're like bird thingies.
with helicopters on their heads.
Because 80s.
Yeah. So, what is Scolene's plan?
Scowleen wants to go away from Monstrous Middle and take over Staria. Because she does.
That actually is the excuse they give later in the series. There's an actual clip. You know what? Just watch it.
This is getting boring. Well, of course it's boring, you clown! Why do you think I'm always trying to invade Staria? I give up. Why? Because it's there! And it's something to do.
That's it. In all honesty, I gotta say it's kind of refreshing. I mean, how often do you have a villain that says, "I'm just messing with people because I'm bored"?
Right.
So I give him credit for that.
Well, I mean, in the first episode, it does discuss that she can't sleep.
Yes.
So sleep deprivation can have a very negative effect on your mood, demeanor.
Mm-hmm. No, that's never been referenced again either. A lot of stuff is brought up and then just dropped,
Right.
basically,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the biggest problems.
Yeah.
But throughout most of it, she's just trying to get into Staria to destroy it and steal the positron energy, which is made by good feelings from kids on Earth. You had a question about that, though, didn't you? About the dreams for kids and whatnot.
Right. So they make dreams for children, but not for anyone else. Right? No adults, no animals. I guess maybe it might signify that when you grow up, your dreams die. But that's a
Yeah.
little rough for a kid's show.
Right.
Even in the 80s.
Subtext. It's
Yeah.
the subtext, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're a branch, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Who knows?
like maybe there's like MoonDreamers in
Mhm.
Idaho that kind of work on the adult dreams or something.
Very depressing.
Yeah,
I
that
imagine.
sounds-
That's where all the parents are! That explains it! There's a separate entire space for the adult dreams!
Yes.
And the kids aren't allowed in because they're adult.
Wow.
That's
yeah.
why.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yes. You think Scotland would be trying to get into there a bit more?
No kidding.
Yeah, it'd be a lot more interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So, what is Scotland's great plan? She's going to corrupt the dreams and just turn them into nightmares. And, well, we are back with Tommy on his bike in one of his dreams where he can actually learn to ride his bike. Yeah, big time. So, how does she corrupt it? Well, by going all Nightmare on Elm Street on it. Watch!
Dare not dream and drive!
And you're welcome for that. I hope you've got your Freddy fix. I'm happy. That's good. And that was technically the end of part 1. Part 2 basically picks up exactly where it leaves off. But now the two little brats, Thing 1 and Thing 2, have been captured. And surprise, surprise, they're being held hostage in Monstrous Middle, which, I gotta admit, I kind of liked Monstrous Middle. I thought it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the name.
It is. I like that, and it's the in between the Earth and Staria, so that was kind of cool.
Right.
But I gotta question this. Throughout the entire series, they keep putting on these manhole covers for the black holes where they
Right.
come out through. All right, and they're saying, "Oh, there's no way they're gonna get through these. We've got it sealed." They puncture through those like they're paper. My only thought is that little bitch is still running around kicking them.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That could be why her parents told her to go off on a dangerous journey alone.
Right.
that
Just,
explains it.
goodbye, you're done here.
Yeah.
They Hansel and Gretel'd them.
They did.
Oh my God, that explains it. They just wanted them out.
You know, I think Blinky just likes drama.
You know what? I think that's right.
Maybe they're bored too.
You know?
Maybe that's it. They're all bored out of their minds, and it's just one giant self-fulfilling prophecy. Oh. So yeah, basically the other star dreamer, moon dreamer, whatever they're called, they come down, they rescue them,
Yeah.
and that's the end. They treat the two, Blinky and
Bitsy.
Bitsy, whatever. They're given medals of honor, despite the fact They caused all the problems in the first place by kicking the... You know. It's an 80s children's show made to sell toys. Don't look too much into it. The third episode has... Well, it's basically... feels like a filler episode, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, it's the sidekicks.
The snoozers.
Snoozers. Basically, imagine a small race of creatures. Basically, they're Snarf in pajamas. That's what they kind of remind me of. Not quite as annoying, but still very annoying. And then you have the villains, henchmen, sleep creeps, who get a robot to do their job for them to keep kids awake, to spoil their dreams by not letting them have them. And that actually makes sense because the MoonDreamers can sense their power, their negative energy with the device,
Right.
which they apparently only have one of throughout the entire series.
Budget cuts.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
I
Because,
mean,
you know,
in the first episode, they couldn't hire the two little girls, so, you
Yeah.
know.
and then you see all these people wandering around, they're constantly understaffed trying to get stuff done. So it makes no sense. Like, you said you had more than enough help, now you don't have enough help.
Yeah.
Make up your mind, show. Come on. Ugh.
I think they have troubles with corporate, you know.
They're too busy trying to sing songs badly, for the most
Yeah.
part. But yeah, so the robot is kind of like malfunctioning when it's hit by one of the snoozers.
Yes, they put the self-destruct button in the middle of its chest,
As you do.
as you do.
Yes.
I actually that's probably one of my favorite scenes of the show, is the one snoozer going up against this robot. You've made me mad, and then getting his ass kicked. It's like, you've made me really mad.
Which is, and then it goes to this.
What's going on?
Fatality.
Sadly, they don't die.
No.
Because that just would have been dark as heck, and I would have loved it.
For a minute, when I saw that, I was like, oh!
Yeah.
It's like, can you
That got dark.
Yeah. It's like, oh, they got to tell them, okay.
So yeah, the whole thing ends with them saying, "I overcame my fear." You climb down a very weird position. It makes no sense. There's lots of it. It's never brought up again, basically, and the
Yeah.
snoozers just take a backseat for the rest of the series. They were just there for that.
Right.
Same with the sleep creeps. They basically are background characters again, occasionally helping out Scowleen.
Yeah.
We're going to just talk on a few more little side notes here and there throughout the series. Any episodes you want to talk about in general?
Well, I have to say that the episode where Whimsy, who crafts all the dreams, makes a dreamkin, and then the machine gets broken, and the dreamkin comes to life. I don't particularly care to talk about the episode, but the dreamkin is so adorable. I want one with me, so I can cuddle it, and it can fulfill all of the dreams that have been shattered throughout the course of my life.
Like your marriage.
Yes. Thank you for bringing my marriage up.
It's okay. As I said, misery loves company.
It does, that's why I'm here.
Indeed. You made us watch this, so now we make you suffer with us.
I'm not suffering, I like the MoonDreamers too much.
That's how jaded she is, folks. That's how jaded she is.
Yes.
But I'm glad you actually brought up that episode, because I want to discuss the traveling inventor, or as I like to call him, the arms dealer, who basically made all those little robots for Queen Scowleen.
Yes.
And didn't see the fact that, I'm working for an evil person, and I'm not going to get paid. Huh.
Right.
Not
Well-
sharpest bulb in the bunch.
No. Well, I mean, that's salesmanship, you know. Sometimes you make a good deal, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you're enslaved by an evil queen wearing Larry the Cucumber as a dress.
It's
the
a
name of
tough
the
job.
game. Yeah.
Tough job market.
Yeah.
Indeed it is. It's very tough. Another thing I want to mention is, well, the character designs. Oh, they're so 80s. It's painful. It looks like Rainbow Bright sucking helium and just enlarging her head with the most 80s hair imaginable.
It does. And speaking of Rainbow Bright, I feel like the peddler from that episode might have made an appearance in Rainbow Bright, but it could have just been a very similar peddler.
Right.
I can't be sure.
That's Hasbro, isn't it? So I wouldn't be surprised, actually. There probably is, as it was part of the My Little Pony lineup and all that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But, what surprised me was some of the backgrounds actually were pretty good. We're going to show up some scenes right here for the backgrounds, especially for Monstrous Middle.
Castle Insomnia. It's the home of evil Queen Scowleen.
That stuff looks like it's straight out of Castlevania, that castle right there. And then there's clips where they show the Sandman.
Yes.
That was good animation right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a quick little clip of like some Fire Lord and an Ice King.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You're trying to
right.
find the Star of Stars.
The Star of Stars. That in itself looked like a cool spaceship.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are some moments where the designs were actually really good. It just was all background stuff that was never mentioned again.
Right.
Yeah.
It was almost like a bunch of really awkward, cute little cutouts being played against this really beautiful background with no reason whatsoever.
None. And as we said earlier, the songs from this series are just... I can't even call them songs because half the time they're just repeating the same words over and over again to a rhythm.
One of my favorite, songs was it was around the pilot episode. It was near the end. There's a line in it where they say, "Dreams come true, they really, really do. Okay, not all of them."
No.
And it's just like, I like that they took the time. It's like,
yeah, just
paint ourselves in a corner
Right.
here.
Yeah.
It's like, well, hold on, that might not be your experience.
Yay! So, there is something we should mention. The Cosmic Cube.
Yes. Which I'm surprised Marvel didn't sue.
Very true.
Yeah.
I'm like, what was it their god or something, basically? Because it had the answer to fix everything, and could warp reality, it seemed, because it pulled one of the characters into someone else's dreams, which they'd never done to that point.
No.
And another thing I want to bring up is the fact that, despite being called MoonDreamers, and their whole purpose is to, make dreams for kids and everything, they only do it about 4 episodes out of the 16. They are constantly just running around trying to fix stuff Scowleen is messed up, or just dealing with antics that have been caused by their own people.
Right.
Well, I mean, you have a life outside of work.
I guess so. And, I don't know, we've talked enough about this. Let's see what they did right. What would you guys say the show did right? I'm waiting.
Good night. No.
Yeah, as I said, the backgrounds for some of the scenes were
backgrounds
pretty
were
interesting.
great, yeah.
The last 2 episodes, the design for the Nightmare was actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
I thought that was
It
pretty...
was pretty metal, actually. Yeah,
Dragon Horse. We're gonna just see
Dragon
this.
Horse.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was. And that had, I think, by far some of the best backgrounds animation in those 2 episodes. It really did.
And get it, it was a horse, so it's a nightmare.
I can't shoot you with the pun gun because
That's
they
not
made
my
that.
pun.
And it's not
No.
your pun. So yeah. But these characters were just dumb as a bag of bricks. The accent for one of them, Bucky.
Oh.
They gave him a southern accent for some reason, and he's the deliverer of the stars, as they describe. He writes the comic, and
he delivers the crystals, which become dreams.
that's it.
Right.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure he's responsible for quite a few of the sexual harassment suits in that business.
I mean, he is the
Right.
only dude.
Yeah.
He'd probably be responsible for all of them then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's I think the most interested in Crystal.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
fair enough.
Yeah. He likes girls with power. It seems. You know,
you
she's the head of everything.
Right.
Supposedly, even though they get away with a lot. So.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of hard to follow. Like, who's in charge around here? I thought, what was that one? The one that was implied to be the oldest of them.
Dreamgazer.
Dreamgazer. Yeah, I thought she was supposed to be kind of in charge, but it was like, oh no, this is the one that's more marketable.
Yeah, I think she was more of a consultant position.
Oh, okay, that explains a few
Yeah.
things. Well, then why didn't they consult her about the mysterious train powered by positive energy that just arrives out of nowhere and then turns out to be a fucking trap?
Yeah.
I'm like, did no one see that coming? You randomly find a train powered by your power source just sitting around.
Now let's get this straight. The 2 children who were probably abandoned by their parents, were wandering around with these 2 animals and found a train.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's there to guide them. Why wouldn't they get on this train? They've already proven to be dumb as shit through the entire series.
I think every single character has done that, and...
Runaway train never coming... Oh, sorry.
Pay up. Tangent time! That's right, when there's a tangent, there's the tangent jar. Ooh, getting a little bit more in there.
I love that song.
It's quite alright. But, there is an episode about Zoobies. They show up in one episode, and they're apparently all these, like, star creatures, like, rip-offs of...
Zodies?
They look like Zoes,
Oh,
whatever.
Zodies.
Zodies, yeah. They're none of the Zodiac animals.
No.
So that doesn't make any sense. They look like reject Pokemon, which isn't saying much nowadays, I think. Actually, no, I think they were more reject Neopets. Let's put it that
Probably.
way. Yeah. And there's one of them called a Star Eater that gets let loose. Now, normally, if your work involves using stars to teleport dreams to Earth for children, you wouldn't have a creature called a Star Eater on your base of location where those stars are.
Probably.
Right.
It's another work hazard.
You know, there's a quote from the show, which I think it sums it up just fine. And I think it sums up the entire show and our thoughts, or at least our thoughts towards it. And, well, you'll see.
That's dumb.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, does it deserve to be remembered?
I think so.
Okay, let's hear that argument.
I think it's kind of adorable,
Mhm.
and if you look at it from a certain perspective, I think that Dreamgazer, the one you kind of see the least,
Mhm.
is actually the main character throughout all of it, because she has all this power. She obviously knows exactly what's going on.
Mhm.
She's designated Crystal to be in charge, which means she doesn't have to deal with anything that goes on.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's secretly making all these shenanigans happen with her powers because she's bored. She's probably using her cube to mess with Scalene, to make Scalene not sleep, so that she wants to come up and invade the MoonDreamers. She could do anything she wants with this cube because it can do anything.
Mm.
So I think if you watch it from that perspective, you can definitely watch it again.
That actually makes it a lot more enjoyable and makes me wish, you know what would be awesome? Like a real dark reboot of this, like going all like Madoka Magica on it, like a breakdown of like the 80s children's cartoon, like
Oh
a really
my
dark
God.
take on it. That would be hilarious.
I'd be interesting to see like Moon HR.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think that you think that theory right there has water? Do you think it would be an awesome like dark rift on it? Let us know below. Comment, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, of course. And, well, final thoughts. You seem to enjoy it. You grew up on it, so I will not fault you that. I did not grow up on it, and quite honestly, I'm going to try and burn this out of my mind as soon as possible, because if I hear that theme song one more time, I'm going to shoot myself in the head.
I will keep that in mind.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
It's the MoonDreamers.
Give me that.
You're supposed to shoot yourself.
Making our sweetest dreams come true.
Darn it! Teddy, your thoughts?
It happens to a lot of guys, Stu.
You were saying?
Anyway, I did not care for the show myself. Yeah, that song was quite the earworm. I marathoned this, so I regret that.
We all do.
But I do agree with you. Like the characters that you never see, like the Sun Lords and the Ice Dude and the Sandman. They were cool. I wish they did more with them. But I would love the dark reboot of MoonDreamers. MoonDreamers.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yes.
A Dark Side reboot starring Monstrous Middle.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then we could finally get into why everyone hates poor Igon.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that. What was he, a troll or?
He was Professor Grimace. the inventor for Queen Scowling,
Mhm.
Yes.
invented Igon, and then tells him straight to his face, "You are my worst invention." And then when he screws something up, because he's very clumsy, which
Yes.
is not a crime, he
No.
was made that way,
Yeah,
literally.
Right.
They banish him to the, I think it's the Frightful Forest,
Yeah.
to wander around terrified for his life. What? How do you do that to your own, basically, child? Like, that would be the reboot I want to see. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on down there to make all those people so screwed up?
Yeah. Well,
You know-
I think it's the lack of sleep.
Probably.
You know?
But they
Probably.
didn't
Like-
address that again. That was the
No.
only thing. Like,
Right.
Well, I think you can see that because Scowling's a single mother.
Mhm.
We did.
oh yes, she did have a
Yes.
daughter
She
who
did. Scowlette.
Scowlette, who she basically abuses the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just constantly, you're horrible, you're useless.
Yes.
Even when she does something right, it's you still screw up and everything's her fault.
Yeah.
Childhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Represents all kinds of childhood.
Indeed it
It
does.
does.
So maybe
Oh,
there's
gosh.
more
Yeah.
to this show than I thought. Maybe it's something we should work on. Maybe if we could do some editing and rework the episodes a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Look for the Kickstarter.
That's right.
Yes.
Keep an eye on it, folks. Because no one else is touching this garbage.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I think we've summed it up pretty well. And stay tuned for our next review where we finish up our month of dreams with a look at a film called Paprika. So until then, I'm Stu,
Teddy D.
Sarah.
and we are Animation
Animation
Triad.
Awkward finger.
Indeed.